A couple months ago, I made this video challenge, and I said if it did well, I would follow up with a community challenge so you guys could try too. In response, you made it my best viewed video of all time, so now I have to deliver. But if I'm going to do this, I have to come up with some ground rules and a storyboard. First, the ground rules. A bunch of you pointed out in the comments of my last video that it's actually kind of unfair to the 3D artists in these challenges to ban render farms, given that AI uses data centers to the point where it's actually making the news that they don't have enough capacity. So render farms are back on the table. With that one point of contention settled, here are the rest of the rules I came up with. Number one artist per submission. We don't want giant studios going up against individual competitors. That's just not fair. Number 2, 3D submissions should stick to creating in 3D as much as possible. I'm not saying non-photoreal stuff isn't allowed. If you want to do something in 3D and render it in a 2D style, that's fine. But what I don't want is people taking 3D objects and compositing them into existing footage so that you've got 10% 3D and 90% pre-recorded footage. Number 3, all 3D and AI softwares are allowed. I'm opening this beyond the bounds of just Blender to everything. So Maya and Max people, you are absolutely welcome to join. Number 4, 3D assets are allowed. 3D projects tend to be collaborative efforts, and so it's only fair to allow assets, both paid and free. But if you're using an asset that requires credit, you have to give that credit. Number 5, this probably goes without saying, but all submissions must be entered by the deadline to be considered. More on that in a minute. And number 6, as I mentioned previously, all render styles are allowed. So if you want to take something in 3D and make it like an NPR 2D style or anime style, that's fine. But for now, we're restricting this to 3D and AI only. So you can render in whatever style you want, but you have to create in either 3D software or AI. We're trying to settle something here. And for rules, that's it. Here's how to enter. Upload your finished entry to YouTube or the video sharing software of your choice, and submit a link to it in the Google form provided in the description below and here on the screen. Also provide an outline in the description area of how you created this project, your inspirations, and anything else you want to include. With all that in mind, let's move to the storyboard. For this one, my setting is 1930s Egypt. A lone biplane pilot is flying high above the pyramids. They're looking down at the ancient ruins and contemplating on their majesty. Suddenly, the clear sky ahead begins to turn dark. A storm, maybe sand or maybe more, starts appearing in the sky. The pilot banks hard away, trying to get away from the storm as quickly as possible, but to no avail. The biplane gets swallowed by this crazy-looking cloud. Now cut to inside the cloud. The pilot desperately fights for control of the plane. Lightning flashes across the sky, and the wind vibrates the wings and tears fabric covering off of the struts. The pilot is looking around. Is this the end? Just as it looks like all hope has faded, the pilot spots a light in the dark of the storm and desperately heads towards it. With the airplane beginning to come apart, the pilot punches out of the clouds. Taking stock of their damaged airplane, the pilot looks around and finally looks out of the cockpit at their surroundings. They're in the same place, but the pyramids look different. Now, instead of ancient ruins, the pyramids are new again. The marble coating on the surface gleams in the sunlight. Looking below, the Nile is crowded with Nile boats. Has the pilot emerged into a different era? And that's where we'll leave the end of the sequence. With all that in mind, go forth and create. I'll follow up with a video showing my favorite entries and a video with every entry so you guys can judge for yourselves. Submissions close on January 1st. The contest winner will get a special flare in the Bytedozer Discord, along with having their work heavily featured in the follow-up video with full credit. In the meantime, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled content. I got a fun one coming up, so keep an eye out for that. And remember, never stop learning.